Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Last one of the day. So if you're thinking, my God, Bass has worn that t-shirt for weeks and weeks and weeks. No, it's not. I've done 3 reviews today. I did put it on yesterday. I've had a shower before each time I've put it on. And it's only been on me for a couple of hours anyway. So don't start thinking I'm a stinky fucker. Anyway, right, we are taking a look at another beer that I picked up from B&M or Home Bargains. Certainly it was B&M, could be Home Bargains. Home Bargains. Yes, Home Bargains. Another one that I picked up from Home Bargains, Carnarvon. And it's another one from Higsons Brewery, or Higsons. Higsons, not Higsons, so I need to adjust the video on the other one. Certainly I said it was Higsons. It's Higsons Brewery out of Liverpool. And we are taking a look at their bitter ale coming in at 3.8%. I do like the artwork, really simple. It's a plain black crown, 500ml bottle, like I said, coming in at 3.8%. And this was also £1.39, so not an awful lot of money for what you're getting. I'm not going to expect too much, obviously, because I've done the one beer already. But at that price and size bottle, and by the time everything's bottled and shipped and this, that and the other, you know, it's probably a 20p beer really ultimately, but we will review it and see what it's like. So on the back it says Higsons Bitter Ale. The Higsons Bitter is brewed with the finest English malts and the choicest fuggles. Don't they use the best ingredients, all of them? Every single beer you look at, they use the finest this and the best that. Makes me laugh. Anyway, giving a distinctive and assertive hop character, balanced with a fruity palate and a malty finish to this medium-bodied ale. Colour is 15 EBC. I think the other one was, what is down there, 45, I think the colour sort of rating on it. Yeah, EBC, 45 EBC. And the bitterness is 30 on this, whereas the other one was only 15. But I thought it had quite a bite to it. But anyway, Higsons Brewery, Higsons. Sort that other video out, Baz. There we go. We're going to take a look at their bitter. So I've literally just finished the brown ale. There is like a smidgen in there. I can't be asked to clean the sod. So we're just going to crack this open, get it in there and see what we get. It's not particularly cold, but this style of beer won't need to be particularly cold. So let's just get it in the glass. And obviously, as you can tell, I am still in this room. It's definitely lighter than the mild or the brown ale, which you would expect. It's looking like a typical sort of bitter colour, and the actual beer is looking much better. How long that will last, I don't know, but it's sort of like a medium sort of amber look. We've got an off-white finger of head, small compact bubbles, definitely look better than the mild or the brown ale, I should say. Nothing really going up. I can't see nothing going up, but it looks as you would expect. So there we go. We'll give it a swirl. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, the mild was going in on itself straight away, but this seems to be holding a bit better, it's got to be said. Anyway, let's dive in, have a sniff, see what we get. Definitely malty. A little bit grainy, a little bit hoppy. There is a little, I'm going to say a touch of toffee caramel. I got that on the brown ale. Because I've not cleaned the glass, is it that? I don't know. But, I mean, if I'm honest, this does smell a little bit generic. Maybe a little bit better than generic, but yeah, £1.39. What can you do? So 3.8% Higsons Bitter Ale. Let's dive in, give it a go. In fact, hang on, let's treat ourselves. There is a little bit left in the bottle. Let's give her a topperoonie. Get the best out of it. dive in. Cheers, everyone. In all fairness, that's got nice flavour. I would say what I was picking up on the nose, you're certainly getting in the flavour. 3.8%. It's a low ABV beer for me. I mean, to me that's low ABV. People might say, oh, it's 3.8, it's strong. It's not. So what I was going to say was, the body reflects that. But I will say, again, as I said with the brown ale, the body was still pretty good. For a 3.4% beer, it was pretty good. And for me, this, a 3.8% bitter, I think the body is good in this as well. You could say a little bit busy in the mouth. Could be because it's a bottled beer. I don't suppose this is actually on cask or anything in Liverpool, but for a bottled bitter, it's not overpowering on the carbonation, so it's not really ruining the mouthfeel too much. It's pleasantly smooth. It's nice in the mouth. It drinks well. It does remind me of the brown ale a little bit. That just seems to have a darker feel to it. But it sort of feels very similar. Feels like the same sort of brew. Pardon me, to a certain extent. Carbonation is there. It is going to fill you up. Tell Baz has had a couple of pints already as well. On the taste though, the hoppy notes are there from the start. You get, what were the hops again? Goldings, Fuggles, was it, I think? Let me find it, yeah, the Fuggles. You definitely get them hop, that typical hop taste, if you like. And then behind that, the hops are the main thing. Behind that, you start getting the maltiness, the grainness, that little bit of sweetness. You got the bitterness from the hops. Balancing nicely, actually. Balancing nicely with a subtle sweetness when the malt sort of kick in and the grain kicks in. And that bitterness lingers. And in all fairness, it's still going now. What it does, it leaves you right at the back with that little bitter note. I've got to say, for what you pay for this beer, I don't think it's too shabby, if I'm honest. Is it the greatest bitter in the world? No, it's not the greatest bitter in the world. But what it is, it's an easy drinking, sit in a pub kind of beer. Not nasty. You haven't got that nasty sort of taste that you get with some of these beers. The sort of Banks's bitter and that. They all taste a little bit nasty, a little bit bland. This one, it doesn't have that nastiness. I don't know. What I would like to say is the quality is still sort of kind of low, but it doesn't have the nastiness of the bigger branded ones. But I'm not sure if that's going to come across a little bit harsh, because ultimately there is a nice hoppy bite to it. There is a little bit of a fruity, maybe floral sort of note in there, I'm going to say, from the hops. A typical sort of hedgerow thing going on, I would say. The maltiness is nice. There is a subtle sweetness. It's a pretty good bitter, to be fair. Like I say, it's not going to blow your mind, but it is quite an enjoyable beer. And at £1.39 for a 500ml, you can't go wrong, really. I've got to say, I'm much more impressed with this than I am the brown ale. I think this represents the bitter style a lot better than the brown ale did a brown ale style. So yeah, for me, I'd give that a thumbs up. I think for the easygoing drinker that likes a bitter, that's pretty decent. And like I say, £1.39 a bottle. Forget your John Smiths. That's more bitter, more traditional, more real than what you're going to get from a John Smith Smooth. So yeah, give it a go if you see it. It's not going to break the bank. If you like that sort of beer, like I say, give it a try. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. Apologies for that little bit of gas at the start. I do apologise. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you again soon on another one. Cheers.